Hey there, fella. Sorry I've been missing. I've been playing World of Warcraft Midnight since release. What did I miss? Damn. Anyway, I want to complain about Fates. Now, to be fair, there isn't much I can say about the variant dungeon that hasn't been said in the past couple of weeks already. Art style is wonderful, rewards are not for me. I hate that the 13 path mount achievement was replaced with a lame reskin mask. And also, I just don't like them removing the trash mobs from the criterion. With that being said, I'm just going to move on to the main subject. Fates. You know Fates. They're that purple marker in the map that you ignore until you need to level up a new class or you want something from the bicolor gemstone vendor. They are very much one of the only activities to do in the overworld that Final Fantasy XIV provides, besides gathering and being a background for the main story quest. I guess hunts. I want to talk about them since I have been playing World of Warcraft Midnight's expansions recently, and being in my first on-release experience really brought back a thought I had while questing through Dragonflight and the War Within like a year ago. I really enjoyed the world quest in World of Warcraft. These are very much the Fates equivalent, or I guess Fates are the world quest equivalent. Random events that pop in the overworld, you make your way there, fulfill a task, then on to the next one. Simple as that. However, world quests have something that Fates don't, and that's variety. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not by much, but what world quests offer is, in my personal opinion, way more fun than what Final Fantasy XIV's Fates offer. Let's start by the sheer size of them. Fates in Final Fantasy XIV seem to come in this one size only, and it's this radius of effect where enemies spawn specifically for this moment. It's so small you can accidentally exit the Fate or even spawn camp the enemies at the very edge of it. Meanwhile, we have WoW's world quest with a variety of shapes and sizes. Some expand an entire section of the map, while others are as small as a room. Enemies scatter around, making it so you and other players have to hunt them down to complete the mission. While in 14, you could literally just stand still as enemies run towards you. You can see on screen right now some of those examples of how enthralling, I guess, the Fates gameplay is compared to World Quest. Now you better be careful and keep moving, otherwise you're gonna get hit by a couple of AoEs. Now, for difference between Fates and World Quest are not just the size. Let's talk about some gameplay variety. If you're someone who has farmed Fates before, like myself, you may recall during one of these sessions, you starting to doze off by the third Fate, setting up a YouTube video and watching that while spamming your AoE's rotation for about 3 hours, flying from Fate to Fate. Is that about right? Sounds about right. For the longest time, Fates seemed to be afraid of players wanting to do anything but spam their AoEs. So for the longest time, every single Fate in every single expansion has boiled down to kill enemies, kill a big enemy, kill enemies before they hit a box, kill enemies and give item to bystanding NPC, and that's about it. Do that for every single zone in the expansion. I refuse to believe the development team can be this uncreative. They just seem to copy and paste the same Fates, just changing the mobs depending on the area. Now, don't get me wrong, I know world quests do the share objectives thing, but at least it can be more than spamming your AoEs while almost standing still. The world quests I have experienced in Midnight so far have been these wide areas with the objective to kill enemies and you can get a boost, kill enemies and you can also ride a lizard, throw a special skill at enemies from within this light, follow an NPC's instruction to cook or forge a weapon, also you get to eat the food and get a buff from it, ride these beasts across the map, touching points of interest in a race, get to this spot and fight yourself, go on this ride and take pictures of the wildlife, the rarer the moment the more points it gives like Pokemon Snap, avoid enemies and touch the magic item, explore the zone and collect items, ride a creature and use a special skill to take down enemies, kill specific enemies to collect specific items. Oh look, you can even drink a potion that allows you to swim faster and breathe underwater so you can hunt down those swimming monsters. You can literally become a fish and jump to catch flying enemies. Am I making sense here? By God, even the world quests in World of Warcraft have voice acting. It's not much, but it's something. The Fate system in Final Fantasy XIV is stunted. It has been for years. I remember sitting there, hoping a new fate will require me to escort an NPC at this point. Just anything that isn't barely moving and AoE down a group of enemies. I am not gonna lie, I was literally falling asleep while recording this footage. Now that's not even to mention the reward system. Both Sims do give you currency and experience, sure, but World Quests seem to also reward you with some gear and reputation with a given faction, which unlocks more rewards with them. Not to mention whatever item drops from the mobs you farm during it. It may not be much, but I feel like these are some good incentives for some more interesting gameplay than half-asleep AoE spamming. I'm sorry if I come off as a little negative here, but it baffles me that Final Fantasy XIV's fate system is so stunted. The last time I went after a specific fate was back in Stormblood when a unique sword would drop from it. Anyone else remember that? When fates would reward you with minions and glamours? Even Eureka had that. I don't think it's unrealistic to demand for Final Fantasy XIV to try and improve the fate system, but given the current state of the game, where they seem to be afraid of making the player play the game, I have a feeling this will only get worse. Anyway, that's just my little personal rant. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the overworld of Final Fantasy XIV. Do you have a favorite fate for any reason at all? Be it gameplay or a reward? Feel free to leave a comment. For now, take care, stay safe, and I'll be talking to you next time.